you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mix up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future. Oh yes! A lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen.
From the islands From the east to the west side, that's my land. The secret was my home. So that's my home. So when me been a suffer, nobody not been a fight for me. Now everybody want a piece, so we started reach the sin, well, and where before them bring exam to find a help for me. We know how that fill up their minds, you see, and how that make them a rival way. Me just wish them could have seen all of the years they been a suffer like that. Me say forever, forever and ever. A secret boy my own, a secret boy my own. From the islands and rivers and mountains surrounding, the love in my heart is resounding. I'm loving Guyana, my country, but the secret boy is forever my own. Remember childhood days, the by the riverside and laugh and play. The black water when I learned to swim back then, still living in my memories. Always try live good with neighbors, from them cry we are for assistance. When we didn't have much, everybody liked us, that's why we don't believe that. When we see it on the media, yo, them coulda tried claim peace in my land. When we never see none of them when struggle me not go on, yo, a kind of leader. Fight down poor people for land where them grow up on. Most generous people in the world, from anyone knocked we are open with doors. But forever, forever and ever, a secret boy is my own. A secret boy is my own, yeah. From the islands and rivers and mountains surrounding, the love in my heart is resounding. I'm loving Guyana, my country, but a secret boy is forever my own. Forever my own. A secret boy is my own. Secret boy is my own. Yeah. So forever, forever, forever. A secret boy is forever my own.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces. forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil to one Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. You know it's gonna be real from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, and what's hot today will keep you wide in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Wake up, the day is bright, time to feel the flow. Turn your dial to Livewire, we're ready to go. With Courdel Jones, you know it's gonna be real. From 8 to 9, from 8 to 9, bringing vibes you can feel. News, views, and what's hot today will keep you wired in every way. We'll keep you wired every way, in every way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Stories that matter, we've got the scoop. From the latest headlines to the local truth. It's your community, your voice, your power. Livewire hits you every hour. So grab your coffee, your tea, your toast. With Courdel Jones, we'll give you the most. Livewire, we'll give you the way. Running to the energy, the beat of the street, the show that connects. It's where people meet. We're wired to your world, we got the news. On Livewire, there's nothing to lose. Livewire, turn and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart. Courdel's here, bringing life to your day. Monday to Friday, we're paving the way. Livewire, tune in and feel the spark. Every morning lighting up your heart.
Look at that. Air territory, her terrain. Fight the beast. This is how we do it. Okay, I'm a real animal handler. This is not for the field. Look at that. Look at that. Air territory, her terrain. Fight the beast. This is how we do it. Okay, I'm a real animal handler. This is not for the field of heart. Okay? Do not try this at home. Alright? This is what your leather man looks like when you go to the stages. Yeah?
Let's check the jaw and see what's up.
Let's check and see what's going on in the mouth. Full of teeth. Full of teeth.
Dial?
Maybe they be mouth real. Are you blind?
Look at that. Look at that. Good morning to everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. It is the 2nd of June. 6 months in, people. We are 6 months in officially into 2025. It felt like if the year has only just started. Nevertheless, we're halfway through it. Heading to general and regional elections, September 1. And, lots of things for us to discuss as we lead up to that. On Friday, I had indicated that I was going to discuss the Adriana Young, the second autopsy. Time didn't permit on Friday, so I left it alone. And anyway, so let's do this quickly. Once again, I'd just like to reiterate justice for Adriana Young. right? So, as everybody would know, before I get into that, morning to all people joining us across the diaspora, morning to the people joining us across the 10 administrative regions, especially good morning to the people in the comment section. Especially more to the people in the comment section. Happy to have you guys here with us yet again for yet another episode. So, who we got here? I don't see Ganesh Rambali on the live. Dennis Ramlal, morning to you. General Narincha, good morning. Sandy Mangru, morning to you. Abdul Latif. Joseph Satar, good morning. Lenny Lachman, Balwan Danraj, Vishnu Chejaman from Pennsylvania, Clifford Sukraj from Arkansas, USA, Rajendra Singh, good morning to you. And guys, when you comment in, put where you're commenting from so we know where we're touching, where you're joining us from, right? Ganesh Bharat, good morning to you. Hanuman Prem Kumar, good morning. Krishna Diodat, good morning to you. Mohammed Isaf, Suknandan Bud, Faisal Ghani, Danita Rupnarain, good morning to you and everybody up there in region 6 or 5, 1 or 2, but I know it's Borby side. Umar Sharif, morning to you, joining us from NYC. Dial Sukram joining us from the USA. Yunus Raghubir joining us from Canada. Morning to Rita, morning to Polly. Rajendranath Timal, good morning to you. Sridat Rabindranath, good morning to you. Tara Babulal, good morning to you. Philip Diabru, morning to you. Derek Drupal. Rahim Amarali joining us from Canada. Prasad Pati, I'm thinking she's still in Kitty. Nadia, morning to you. Sherry Ramdai, good morning to you. Lance Henry, Sanita Basdio, good morning. Jesus. Eunice, a critic show starts at 8. Man, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they gotta got more coordination with this thing. You understand? It's ridiculous. Everybody entitled to do a show, right? But oh gosh, we got coordinated. So if I am 8 to 9, or you jump on 9 to 10, or you jump on 7 to 8, or whatever it is, man, I ain't fighting up. I losing. I ain't gonna tell you how I'm losing. Anyway, morning everybody. Ronald Jones, morning. Jamila Kayum, good morning. Leslie Mangal, Tracy Martindale, good morning. Jimoon and Shine Motilal, morning. Alan Khan, Neil Ramlu Khan, morning. Joan Abidjan, I think I called you already. Sherwin C. Ram, Cecil Ramprasad, Vishram Patrick, morning to you. Terry Ali, morning to you. Right, morning everybody, morning. Let's jump into it. Anyway, so as I said, I had wanted to touch on so like I was saying, I had wanted to touch on the Adriana Young, the second autopsy, just to give persons a clear understanding of what transpired there, right? Outside of the interview we saw with Travis Chase and his desperate attempt to try to get this pathologist to say something outside of what was seen or what is known has happened. One of the things that jumped out at me from the Travis Chase interview was the fact that this pathologist, whilst noting clearly that there were no signs of trauma, several other findings in relation to her autopsy, second autopsy, she concluded that the first one was done true and correct based on what she saw. But based on what people told her, she had issues. So that section isn't grounded in science or evidence. It's just based on what people say or what persons who went to Georgia said to her, whether it be Travis, whether it be Dexter, whether it be Sir Brian, whether it be the auntie. We have all heard accounts of what took place that day from the family, from the police, from all over. And what we notice is, at least what I notice is, that the stories kind of vary in relation to what was done, when it was done, who did what and who didn't do what. And mind you, I just want to be clear. I'm saying that the role of the Guyana police force and what transpired after the young lady disappeared, you cannot be forgiven. Somebody needs to be held accountable for the information released and the actions of the Guyana police force after that young lady would have disappeared. Right? But let us focus in on the second autopsy. Now, Dr. Carol Terry made it clear her role was not to overturn the first autopsy. She stated her purpose was quality control of the original autopsy. Her function wasn't to determine a new cause of death, but to verify whether the first examination was properly conducted. Because if you remember, all those doctors, pathologists, Dr. Caleb, Darren Wade, all of them had no integrity. All of them cared nothing about their careers. All of them only cared about money. That's all they cared about. They didn't give a damn about Adriana Young, the family doctor, Dr. Caleb, who they bring on board. They didn't give a damn about the pathologist that they selected. None of them didn't care about their careers. They didn't care about continuing to work in the field that they're working in. Nothing at all. They didn't care about nothing. All they cared about was money. So, in her own words, right? In doing this case, I quote, in doing this case, it's understood that this is mainly for quality type control purposes. Her conclusion was the first autopsy was true and correct. A direct validation of the original findings. Now, all them people stink mouth Francis Bailey, all them people who disrespect Dr. Caleb. I don't really like Darren Wade, but in this case, I will make representation on his behalf. He represented me poorly, but I will make representation on his behalf here today. All them people throw Darren Wade say out the window. Massive cover up. Darren get paid, Caleb get paid, all the pathologists get paid. Now that you would have taken this child's body to the US, only to hear exactly what you heard here, and for Dr. Terry to speculate based on what you guys told her over there. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that there are aspects of this case, of this, I don't know what to call it. There are aspects of the Adriana Young case, right, that have plenty unanswered questions. I've seen the videos of the poll pre and post finding, and in my opinion, the pool was empty at the time. Based on the video I saw from Critic, based on drone footage that drone photo that I would have seen online, the pool was empty. Based on that, I don't know wherever else. But what I'm saying to you is, the science of it would have shown that these people operated with integrity. They had no reason for the looting and burning in the streets, because the doctors, the pathologists came, they did their job, and they did it correctly. I noticed persons were commenting, Look how quick after we get to interview with the pathologist, and she tell me everything. But Guyana does take weeks. Y'all are disingenuous and lying. Right? Let us state the facts here. The 3 pathologists that conducted the first autopsy on Adriana Young were willing to have a press conference. And sorry for getting loud. Right? They were willing to have a press conference. But due to the mass crowd outside, going on lawless, the police having to shoot pellets, and they're hearing these shots, bow, 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 outside a hospital. Those pathologists did not want to interact with the media. They wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. So, understand this. The same persons who are complaining about the slothful nature of the autopsy report, the fact that they couldn't hear from the pathologist after they did their necropsy or autopsy or whichever one you want to call it, the same people who are protesting for justice would have caused that, because they were jumping the fence, they were doing all kinds of things at the Georgetown Public Hospital on the day. You understand? So please don't come around. Well, I can't even say Guyanese doctors, because all of them come from overseas. But don't try to make it seem like Miss Terry is able to give this synopsis soon after these pathologists couldn't have. They wanted to. You understand? But based on, this is an assumption, based on when the information was presented to the family in relation to their findings, based on the reaction of the family, they may have thought, well, hey, this mightn't be a good idea. Because imagine I go and I study for years to become a pathologist, function for years in the system as a pathologist. Now I come back to Guyana, or I come to Guyana to do an autopsy. I do my autopsy and I say that to you. And please, people might take this the wrong way, but just understand what I'm saying. Sir Brian, who in my opinion, Sir Brian, who ain't got a lick of science in his head in relation to medical science, autopsy, necropsy, philopsy, whatever you want to call it. Right? Whatever you want to call it, he has no knowledge of that. He's filled with emotion at this time. He comes out of the meeting on social media, everybody streaming live, and says to people, they say my daughter drunk, so that is no results to me. Who? You are the father, sir, I understand that. But in terms of the results that were provided, who are you? Or in terms of you being medically inclined to refute that? Now that you hear from Dr. Terry that the autopsy was done properly, and you have nothing to really argue about in relation to the autopsy, what's your next move? Now, Dr. Terry admitted that the second examination was forensically compromised due to prior internal examination, the first autopsy, and embalming. Now, you mean to tell me, right? And mind you, this body was released to the family sometime. So I'm thinking they would have been waiting on visas and all this other stuff to get to the States to take her. You trying to tell me that the forensic lawyer ain't know that this would have been the outcome? He didn't know that this would have been the outcome. The process of embalming is putting some sort of fluid in the body, embalming fluid in the body that would help preserve it. This is a chemical. This is a chemical. That chemical, you say you want toxicology report, you want test this, you want test that. That chemical mixing with whatever else in there, inconclusive. Mr. Forensic Lawyer. Why you as a forensic lawyer who I'm pretty sure your visa active, why you didn't fly out to the body right away, represent the family until they get a visa and come? So you didn't have to embalm. So she could have probably given a better second autopsy diagnosis or whatever it is called it. Why you didn't do that? Jesus Christ. What wrong? Honest to God, like I fed up of Guyanese drivers. Let me get this video for y'all. I'm sorry to go off course here, but there was just an accident on the Linden Highway, the highway that they're building. So I don't even know how these people driving at the rate they're driving on the highway that under construction. I don't know. Look, sometimes Guyanese, I really don't know what to say about us, you know. It's like we are our own worst enemy. What is going on? Guys, this is an accident that just occurred on the highway. I'm not too sure of the area. So this just happened on the Linden Suze like highway. You know, naturally the highway in bad condition. With the parts that the contractor started to rehabilitate, in bad condition. How is it we still speeding going down the road? Anyway, we can address that story a little later in the day, right? So back to the forensic attorney. You understand? So you didn't understand all these little fine things would have jeopardized the second autopsy? According to Dr. Terry, the body, the decomposition would have made her autopsy compromised. The embalming fluids, the embalming process would have made her autopsy compromised. Right? Did the forensic lawyer know this? The second autopsy could not offer a clean slate for observation or conclusion. No. Dr. Terry was asked directly by Travis Chase, did you find evidence of trauma? That's the question. The answer, no, I did not. Right? No, I did not. Right? So this strongly supports the conclusion of no foul play or physical abuse at the time of death, consistent with the original autopsy. Now, Dr. Terry expressed reluctance to confirm drowning as a cause of death. Right? But crucially, her doubts was based on what was told to her, not what she observed in the autopsy. I quote, based on what was told regarding the circumstances, I would be reluctant. So it's not based on her examination of the body, not based on what she would have found, but based on the information presented by persons who are looking for a particular outcome. That was her statement. This kind of doubt is not scientific. It is hearsay based. And she did not offer an alternative cause of death either. So her statements reflect suspicion fueled by anecdotal claims, not grounded in respectable forensic analysis. Now, the fact that Dr. Terry was influenced by external accounts, what I was told, that's what she said. To me, it raises some concern. The second pathologist should be shielded from emotional and speculative information that may affect their objectivity. So the mere fact that Travis Chase bombarding she with what he think happened, Dexter Todd bombarding she with what he think happened, the father or the family bombarding she with what they think happened. She already going into the second autopsy with an opinion on the situation. Now, this sort of influence would undermine impartiality and veers dangerously close to trial by public opinion. A forensic pathologist's conclusions should be based on what they see, not what others say. So the fact that she's repeating what people tell her and not what was, or not only what is she would have seen during her second autopsy, speaks volumes to me. Right? So just let me make it clear again. Dr. Terry did not discredit the first autopsy. She did not discredit the first autopsy. On the contrary, she explicitly stated that the first examination was correctly and thoroughly performed. There was no contradiction or professional disagreement with the first pathologist's work. Right? So I am hoping that this brings some closure to persons who are very emotional about this case. Mind you, nobody is saying that there shouldn't be further investigation to get to the bottom of the matter. But some persons who are approaching this situation, especially persons without the investigative knowledge, the scientific knowledge, or some of them ain't even got knowledge at all to solve or get to the bottom of this, should have a seat and let the professionals do their work. Right? Have a seat and let the professionals do their work. Now, I noticed there's been an ongoing effort by some to misinterpret what Dr. Terry's comments as overturning the cause of death. This is incorrect. Dr. Terry did not confirm any trauma. Dr. Terry did not identify a new cause of death. And Dr. Terry did not discredit the original autopsy. Her reluctance to accept drowning as the cause is conditional and hearsay-based, not diagnostic. Focus must remain on Adriana Young and justice. Adriana's tragic death must not become a political football or a tool for public manipulation. Justice for Adriana Young means letting science lead the conversation, allowing investigators to complete their work, supporting decisions made through evidence, not influence. In this matter, I'm asking all Guyanese, let us unite behind truth, transparency, and compassion, not confusion, conspiracy, and division. Right? Not confusion, conspiracy, and division. And that's all I can say on this matter as we continue to wait for the final on everything. We continuing to wait. Now let me jump to the States. It's fun time now. It's oh lad. So we buy Aubrey being to the Independence Day parade. And like one of them transmission from overseas, ain't really like the fact that he was there. Look who we buy being through. This is the pressure we buy. Look at this. You can imagine a man cussing Aubrey. Here, Aubrey. Paul. Aubrey Norton like James Bond. James Bond only deal with good vibes. So if you come wrong, he with bad vibes, he never see you. Just like Aubrey, you seen the man, Stouter, some stouty name. The fellow who be running Melly Mela come to she lock up. You understand? The one abuse ran, then all kind of thing. Aubrey, like James Bond. Aubrey not dealing with no bad vibes. Watch how Aubrey walk past this man. Look. Y'all think it's joke I make it? Look. Watch.
People like y'all.
No bad energy. No bad energy. Aubrey Norton's not on that. Right? I gotta call Quincy. So let me show y'all this guy here. Where is he? So there's a guy in a white hat. This guy here. No, yes, this guy here. Hold on, let me call Quincy. Y'all hold on. This guy. Now, y'all remember Quincy? Well, not Quincy, but I think I would have told y'all. Quincy carried me to karaoke that had at this place in Kitty, man. Altitude. That like the rooftop place. Right? Quincy like karaoke, like sing. I don't know what the by problem is. Right? Quincy carried me to the karaoke. And as we sit down and we there listening to people sing a thing, there comes Aubrey Norton, this guy, and I think 2 or 3 women. Quincy, morning, brother.
Yeah, morning.
I call you on my life. Please don't say no craziness. So you remember when we went karaoke at Altitude?
Yes.
What happened tonight?
We were there chilling the night, and the honorable comrade leader came up here. And we saw sitting in the car now, and he pulled his table and came and sat next to us, and then he started to talk, and he started to abuse you.
You remember they had a tall guy with him who was talking to me all the time. I think his son was managing the club. What was his name?
Yeah. I can't remember the guy's name, but he said that he will try and ensure that Aubrey come on the program to do an interview, and Aubrey said, not effing at all.
I call you to confirm before I finish my life, before I continue with this story here. Thank you for the confirmation, brother.
Yeah.
Right? So y'all know me lying. This guy in the white here, I think he's from Linden. Promise me he can get Aubrey on the show. So we could talk about SOPs, we could talk about this, we could talk about... This is last year or year before, or early in last year. Right? Never show up. Right? This guy does run in and save Aubrey when he in situations. Lily, thank you for joining. State of Georgia. Okay. Yeah. Running and save Aubrey when people tackling me. It's like Aubrey big brother. Like you get him bullying in school from somebody bigger than you. So you bring a big tall brother for telling you, hey, Russ yourself and left me body. Right? Let me look at it again. Aubrey walk past that bad energy. Aubrey walked past that bad energy. He didn't have time for that. He's not engaged in that foolishness. Paul probably got a 12-year-old scotch or something in the corner there. Aubrey ain't got time for seeing nonsense. No, what?
It's y'all kind of fucking black people. People like y'all.
And this guy, Stout, always extols a bunch of ignorance. I heard he's a transmission. But always extolling a bunch of ignorance. I can play another video with him just now. But I just wanted to show some of you the kind of reception opposition leader get at the Independence Day parade. You understand? What's our real Lord protector come? Sean Stout want fight. Well, not Sean Stout in name. Some Stout. Stout want fight. But what's tall man gonna calm me down? Watch. Hold on. This is the man that save Aubrey all the time. That's the guy that save Aubrey all the time. When I lashing Aubrey with facts at altitude, you understand? And that's why sometimes, anyway, too much. Anyway, lashing Aubrey with facts, Aubrey can't respond. Aubrey resort to cussing me out. You're a effing house. You effing stupid. You effing. You going on. You understand me? But don't feel Stout looking out for anybody, or Stout is a good replacement, or Stout is an alternative. He is just as racist, or maybe even more racist than these people we got to deal with over here. I want to make that clear to you. Even more racist than some of these people. Like his beer accident this morning, set accident videos coming in. Oh, Lord. Anyway, so as I was saying, let me continue with this guy. Now, I want to show you that the same people that cussing Aubrey Norton, they are no better. And in some cases, maybe even worse. Now, this video I'm about to play to you will show you the mindset of some overseas-based Guyanese, especially these persons who claim to represent the opposition. These are fanatics. That's the best way to describe them, fanatics. Could you imagine if an Indian person, and matter of fact, if you all remember, I had an Indian guy some time back to do a video and posted that how he want to poison out black people or kill black people or something like that, little Indian boy. And the people take him money. I can't remember the BT I would do, but a couple days after me by apologizing, begging for forgiveness. Because like he can't walk no way. He can't walk no way. And I supported the stance that people took with him. Because at the end of the day, Indian, Afro, Amo, Portuguese, Chinese, mixed race, wherever you are, we're Guyanese. We're Guyanese. So why should we encourage one race to berate the other, even if I'm from the race? Or why should we sit silent when somebody from my race berating another race or speaking somebody most... Oh gosh, I wish I could see my skin going. I'm going to play the video for y'all now. Here this guy Stout and the kind of content these people putting out on social media. Listen to this.
How to make the poison for the Kuli people, the PPP supporters. Anyone else have any questions? Now, this right here is something that we have in the house that that they have up here. I don't know what the odds this is. I don't know what it's for. But I have a strong feeling it's to strain the poison out.
Really?
So this is trying to teach you how for the Kuli people. I mean,
This is the type of people that lobbying and being activists in America on behalf of Afro-Guyanese in Guyana. Sir, you do not represent me. As an Afro-Guyanese, I'm saying you don't represent me. The mere fact that you could speak something like this on social media and feel good and okay about yourself, it speaks volumes to me. Right? It speaks volumes to me. Right? Imagine you are, I don't know if you're joking or you're serious, but you say you can teach people, and don't worry with transitioning from you saying Kuli people to PPP supporters. He meant what he said. He meant what he said. You understand me? And these are the people who lobbying for race rights and really? Sometimes, honestly, I am glad some of you left Guyana. Y'all living overseas. You understand? I'm glad that y'all left and you're living overseas. Y'all poison us from afar. We want y'all in the well. Or spread, I should say, spread your poison from far. We want y'all close to home, poisoning us from within. People like this guy should never be allowed to return to this country. You understand me? Mind you, because people like say one-sided. I told y'all just now about an Indian guy who spoke towards killing black people or poisoning them. And what he got, he deserved, because he's ice past Guyanese, not just Afro-Guyanese. Guyanese in general. I have never been to Africa. I'd love to go one day. But I see myself as a Guyanese first. Listen to
trying
this
to teach you how to make the poison for the Kuli people. I mean, the PPP supporters. Anyone else have any questions? Now, this right here is something that we have in the house that that they have up here. I don't know what the ass this is. I don't know what I don't know what it's for. But I have a strong feeling it's to strain the poison out.
Really?
So this is how you strain the poison out.
You already in your head?
Understand? Y'all understand what I'm trying to show you? And again, some of us Afro-Guyanese wonder why people say certain things or they operate in a certain way. Sometimes we cause these problems on ourselves. Right? Sometimes we cause this problem on ourselves. Case in point with this idiot right here. Case in point with this idiot right here. Look, the other day somebody sent me some video, Fata did, we should play, like touching yourself and saying, but all of this is vagina and blah, and all kind of thing. I said to y'all weeks ago, this is not a person who takes into consideration that she got little children coming up behind her. Children look to their parents as a role model. So them 10, 15 years down the line, Facebook will still be here. YouTube will still be here. Only to know, well, that's my mother out there on Facebook doing the most. Doing the most. And that's how Afro-Guyanese get bad name with people like them. Talking a bunch of foolishness, doing a bunch of foolishness, doing the most online. All these overseas-based Guyanese that would like to advocate for Guyana's freedom, democracy, whatever you think going on in Guyana, y'all come home and do it. Come home and do it. Don't have foolishness from abroad. You teaching people how to kill Indians or PvP supporters? And as a whole, this gives Guyana a bad name because it's every 2 morning Guyanese with some stupidness. Every 2 morning. It's either local Guyanese or overseas Guyanese. Some stupidness, always. I don't know what to say anymore. This should be condemned from the government side. This should be condemned by opposition persons. This should be condemned by everybody. The ERC has no say in this Leslie Mongol. This guy lives in the US. The ERC has no say, or they could probably put out a statement, but that's about it. That is about it. But this is the mindset of a lot of people in the PNC. There's no tolerance for Indo-Guyanese. When it comes to indigenous Guyanese, it's like the Afro-Guyanese don't tolerate Indians in the PNC. When it comes to Amerindians, they see them as lesser beings. So they can talk to them anyhow, treat them anyhow, go on as they like. Right? They might be more amicable to Portuguese Guyanese because they still see them as the higher power, the people they need to interact with. But this is all you will get from PNC operatives, whether here or in Guyana. I'm sorry, whether overseas or in Guyana. That's all you'll get from them. Anyway, we're moving on. But we ain't gonna move too far. We're going over to Ibai or Breezy. Now, guys, y'all have seen over the weekend several endorsements for Dr. Irfan Ali, the current president of Guyana, and the next president of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali, based on his works. Several persons from civil society, from political parties have come out and said, you're the guy. You're the guy to lead us to the next 5 years, right? So we know we had Trisha and Chase Green and other persons moving early. Then we see James come, Danielle. Now guess what? Samuel Sandy, the vice chair for Region 4, said, I can't. He died now. The man said, he died this. Aubrey is making no sense. He can share me at this election. I gone. I am gone. Even Asher, the Anok Basher, come over to endorse President Ali. Right? Now, the real question here is, why the PNC is not receiving endorsements? Why is this going on? The current political climate ahead of the 2025 general regional elections has revealed a troubling trend for the People's National Congress reform. A complete absence of public endorsements. Let me take this opportunity right now before I continue. I, Courdel Jones, as a Guyanese, based on the development that I've seen across the country, based on the advancements that I've seen for the Guyanese people, based on the level that Guyana has been placed on the international stage, I would like to formally endorse President Irfan Ali for a second term. We need continued leadership. as the PNC on Christopher Jones said during the 2020 elections, forward ever, backwards to the PNC never. We want continuous forward momentum. And I'm doing this endorsement in my personal capacity as a Guyanese citizen. I am allowed to endorse or support any organization I want, no matter my profession. You understand me? So I'm saying here now, I'm endorsing President Ali for a second term as the leader, the president, the commander-in-chief of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Right? Now, back to cricket. Now, in this political climate, it's a troubling trend for the PNCR. Again, a complete absence of public endorsements, even from within its traditional support base. Now, on the other hand, the PPP continues to attract endorsements from crossover figures and expanding into historically opposition-aligned constituencies. This was happening since 2020. I often tell you, Tricia Richards, former PNC councillor, right? Tricia Richards, she lives in the east-west area, close to the front road there, in the area there. Tricia Richards was able to do more for her community as a PPP activist. She ain't got no role, she ain't got no position, she's not no official councillor, she ain't working in the council in no way, shape, or form. But she was able to do more for the people in her area, drain, road, walk, this, that, whatever. She was able to do more for those people than when she was actually a sitting councillor for the PNC. Mind you, the PNC had 2015 to 2020 to offer support to people like Tricia Richards, to offer support to people like Chase Green, to offer support to the mayor of Georgetown. Well, at the time it was Ubraj, but the deputy mayor as well, who's currently the mayor now. You understand? But no support. No support. Now, again, the PVP has been attracting endorsements from all these crossover figures. I think somebody has gone crossover, but I want to call the name and deter them. Now, the PNC has remained silent even after an election date has been announced. This silence is not tactical. It's definite and potentially fatal. Here are some of my observations. Now, first of all, there's an internal exodus. Prominent figures once central to the PNC or perceived as critical to its intellectual and grassroots base have either defected, remained quiet, or endorsed outside forces like the PPP and Team Mohammed's. When insiders abandon ship, it's a signal that even the inner circle has lost confidence in the vessel. Now, there's a clear lack of a visible strategy. With the PPP actively engaging constituents, launching development initiatives, and framing national narratives, the PNC lacks proactive campaigning or narrative control is known. No visible ground game, no meaningful media push, no policy platform, just silence. Now, there's an emerging endorsement vacuum. If the PNC were expected to win, people would be jockeying to associate themselves with it. But people got better sense. That is not happening. I don't even know when the said can happen. The fact that this is not happening, it indicates a growing belief, even among former allies, that the PNC is not a viable path to power in 2025. Now, let's look at the PPP's strategic expansion. The PPP has been deliberate in courting Afro-Guyanese communities, addressing historical grievances, and creating room for political inclusion, effectively undercutting the PNC's traditional base. Even the AFC and Team Mohammed, though controversial, are receiving more attraction and attention than the PNC. That says more about the PNC's infighting. And the fact that these groups, after the PNC would have been around for so many years, these groups seem to be more viable to the public than the PNC. Now, while most defections or endorsements may be politically digestible, the support from individuals like Van Wells Charles raises questions due to concerns over credibility, ideology drift, and opportunism. However, this still doesn't mask the fact that no one is endorsing the PNC. Lack of endorsements equals lack of confidence. Even if longtime PNC leaders and insiders are not endorsing the party publicly, what message does this send to the ordinary supporters? The silence is not just suspicious, it's damning. The PNC isn't losing ground, it's abandoning it. While the PPP is actively going after voters and building coalitions, the PNC seems to be watching silently from the sideline. You can't win a race you're not running. When people leave quietly, it means they've stopped believing. These aren't political opponents criticizing the PNC. It's its own people walking away. And that's more dangerous than any external threat. Now, a lot of people have said this, and I agree. The PNC party is operating without a vision or a viable leader. When was the last time Aubrey Norton presented a bold new idea? While on the other hand, President Ali is unveiling developmental projects weekly in all the regions, everywhere, here, there, everywhere. The PNC has no counter-narrative, no economic message, no mobilization, no energy. Complete silence from them after the election date announcement. Now, with nomination day approaching, the PNC is quiet. They're quiet, and that response is baffling. This is a moment to rally support. Go to your people, look at the things we do for you, look at the things we do in your community. We be looking after you all the time, time to come out. Time to come out. But they appear unprepared and uninterested. To be honest with you, in my opinion, the real contest at this upcoming elections, and that's if they actually show up nomination day to participate and have all the correct documentation and everything needed, is between the PPP and the Team Mohammeds. PNC is left behind. In 2025, there's no longer PPP versus PNC. Right? The assumed battle for the opposition vote is between the PPP and Team Mohammed. And there's not even really a battle, because whatever Team Mohammed give them people there, when you add it up, them same people would have benefited even more through government initiatives. The PNC is long bypassed by Team Mohammeds, both by its voters and its allies. Now, I am saying, Aubrey, the endorsement drought should spark internal alarm for you, brother. If you're a PNC strategist and no one is knocking on your door to endorse the party, especially at election time, then you have much deeper problems than public relations. You have a leadership crisis. A leadership crisis. So, y'all can't say and talk to y'all. You can't say and talk to y'all and let y'all know what's up. These people, oh God, I forget that something. Kian Jabor. So, listen, Aubrey, I don't know what to say to you, brother, but good luck at the elections. Good luck at the elections. I don't know what you're going to be the leader of after this, but again, good luck. Good luck. Now, before I go, this is the these people keep removing. Right, before I go, I want to share this video with you. So last night I was looking at scrolling on Facebook and I came across a politically some worries, the Kian Jabor show, right? And he had on there prominent attorney Timothy Jonas. You know, he's a bright man. Timothy, bright bad. Timothy know a lot. He's a good attorney, right? But what jump out at me is that Jonas exposed to everybody how stupid Kian Jabor is. Kian Jabor has no idea how GCOM functions, where the funding comes from, and what role government plays in relation to interactions with GCOM and that kind of thing. So Jonas had to expose the guy and show the level of stupidity. Listen to this.
Put the responsibility for the conduct of the elections with GCOM. I think it would be a bit optimistic to ask either government or opposition.
No, this man, Timothy Jonas, is a lawyer, a well-respected lawyer. This banner, Jabor, you sell taco, you close on the taco place, you're thief like. And I've heard allegations that he and the white lady, there's do a lot of, you understand? So he now is contradicting this learned attorney. Now listen to the learned attorney. Listen to him and correct him. Listen to this.
Oh, no, you can't say government or opposition. You got to say PPP or APNU.
Yeah.
The government does have a responsibility to push it, though.
Right.
You see how confidently he says that? You see how confidently Kian Jabor says that? Now, let's say we didn't have Timothy Jonas on this program here to say, well, no, you're wrong. That's not the case. He would have continued to peddle this narrative of whatever he's saying is true. Now, continue. Let me listen.
Government of Guyana.
Right.
Because that's their national duty, right? Isn't that is their responsibility? GCOM falls under the government of Guyana.
Could you imagine that Kian Jabor doesn't know that GCOM is an autonomous body? Could you imagine that Kian Jabor don't know this? He in a political party. He want to run for office to do something. And he doesn't know that?
Right.
No. GCOM is an independent, autonomous organization.
So he get job there. That's the first job. So he don't even know how GCOM operates or what's the parameters of their operation or who is in charge of them. GCOM in charge itself. Right, Kian? Now listen to the other retarded statement. Here.
Agreed, but is budgeted, is allocated money under the government of Guyana.
The government of Guyana don't allocate no money to GCOM, Kian. Timothy Jonas probably wondering, wait, all the time I sitting down to this retard and I didn't even know? I rolling with this banner and I didn't even know this banner so stupid?
The government of Guyana
it is allocated money by Parliament, which houses both sides.
So second time, Jonas had to correct he and put his bar in the place. Second time. But I don't know. Like I said, allegedly, I've heard that he's on the white train. Hold on, please. Hello, good morning.
This is a settled on the heads. I mean, thank God you're something.
Good.
You carry on.
Good. Look, you know, these people is upset. My viewers just like this upset me, you know. Like, base triple is attacking. Imagine that. Kian Jabour, it doesn't understand how GCOM operates, who's in charge, where or how it is funded. And Mumbai said, no, me giving up. Let me go again. Here.
Right. But for issues of national interest, the government of Guyana must be part of pushing certain information out.
We got to disagree on that.
The PPP, I agree with you.
Call morning.
Oh, you're still live.
Yeah, that means you're not looking at it live. I'm not getting support from you, brother. You're not helping to take my numbers up. You see how your friends is treating you?
Give me a buzzer.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, so I gotta get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful Monday. Drivers, please be safe on the roadways. Slow the F down. Slow the F down. Please. This is getting a bit ridiculous. Right? It's every day some stupidness. Every day. Anyway, I gone. It's all about peace, love, one Guyana.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down.